Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
I just noticed none of you other Danans have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia. In fact, my birth was kept a secret from the Renans.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What about you, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Danan slaves around me did. I was the only exception. They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers, because of my mask and all. What about you, Kisara? Do you still have your spirit core?
No. I was able to find a good Renan doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
One of the benefits of coexistence, huh?
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. But still, I didn't like having that mark of servitude lingering on me any longer than I had to. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave. I'm my own woman, and this is my chance to have a new beginning.
This sure is one rugged road. You'd think they'd keep this at least a little better maintained, right?
Why spend energy fixing that which is rarely used? Repairs require time and effort, which in our world means slaves, often in great numbers. For you, it may be a simple request, but that can quickly become another's difficult burden. Nobody gains anything without someone expending effort.
And you know, somehow that someone always ends up being a Danan, while the Renans are the ones who gain.
True enough. Ideally, in a perfect world, I think it's only fair that the ones who need it should be the ones to perform the work.
However, when doing so could be dangerous like it is here, there are many who would prefer that it be others who risk their lives in their stead.
So, what you're saying is that people will just put up with the inconvenience until someone else comes along to fix it for them?
Indeed. And it is those who can no longer bear that feeling that inevitably take action. Much like the Danans in our group do so now. As strange as it may be to hear such a thing from the likes of myself.
It's true that most of the Danans in Calaglia have been resigned to just accepting things as they are. Still, we can't just blame them for...
What are you making that face for? You're not worn out already, are you?
Nah, just regretting I ever said anything in the first place.
Gotta break through!
Resonate with the earth! Sonic Might! On your
Wall! Glacial Spear! Here's evil! Airborne Beast! Mind your best!
Stay calm. Let them provide assistance.
Astral Energy!
Say no more!
Got!
Freezing Storm! Ice Tornado! Now, sighted!
This should make for some good weapon crafting material.
All right.
There's nowhere to run from my art. When he slows down, that's our chance.
Leave the agile ones to me.
In a vine?
Annihilation! Lightning! Dash!
Rising Viper! No further!
Steering clear! Reload! Freezing Storm! Wind Astral Energy with
get out of this!
Glacial Spear! Pierce evil!
Lightning condense!
Freeze Lancer!
Take this! Rising Wiper!
Reload!
Can't get out of this!
Mega Ray!
Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh?
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Danon relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old. Real old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Danon history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohalim?
But of course. There's history in the air here. I can smell it.
I don't smell anything.
Don't encourage him.
I know fine weapon material when I see it.
Visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so well. Woods don't strike me as having much time for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wished to be alone.
You always did have a bad habit of disappearing without telling any of us guardsmen.
Little help!
Resonate with the earth!
Here I go! And again! I'm really good with airborne targets!
I'm ready!
Hear me! Flame of
Pesky
fury!
airborne scoundrels!
Blake sounds like a job for yours truly! Hear me! Flame of fury! Burning strike! Glacial spear! Here's evil! These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content. Primed and ready! There!
Hold up! Is this as valuable as I think it is?
Retreat if you know what's good for you. Now or never.
I never miss!
Negative gate. In a bind.
Wind astral energy! It's a duel of the arc! Now, Mega Ray! Astral energy!
Say no more. Shut.
Well done!
You're mine. Armor won't save you. Rising light.
Far enough! Downfall!
Another incantation.
One time to let it rip.
Will this help? Wind astral energy! Lightning to cut! Feed the enemy's arc to me!
Coming through. Ha! Now. Scarlet Inferno.
Here's a healing arc! Go first aid! Raging cascade! In here! Corruption!
Damn it.
Too fast!
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
Blazing orb! Primed and ready! Where are you going?
Okay. Here I go.
North of the south side! Lunar corruption! By the power
Ignite.
of one! Hear me! Flame of fury! Burning strike! Glacial spear! Here's evil! Please, Flint!
Hey, I'm pretty lucky.
It's so hilly around here. I can feel my feet getting blisters.
That's mountain hiking for you. It can be pretty tough if you're not used to these sorts of trails.
I take it you're comfortable with them then?
Oh yeah. We used to run up and down these slopes all the time for our training exercises.
Damn. You weren't messing around.
An opponent like this should be easy.
Heal! Armor won't save you!
Here I come. I owe you one.
Already! Lightning to
Hey, now see that you don't get in trouble again.
Annihilate! Mind if I do?
Blind freak! Why can't they just sit still?
Sia, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done! Dance in the wind! Stay here! One more! Now! Mega Ray!
Demon's Descent! Flashing Fang!
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shion.
Let's dispose of the trash. Burning strike! Glacial spear! Here's where you going!
Burn in hell!
Will this help? Thunder field!
I'm ready!
Healing circle! It's over! Astral energy! Full throttle! Go!
We can really make weapons with this?
Glacial
You
Spear.
got company! Let me see what I can do! I'll face you!
Freeze Lancer. Primed and ready. I never miss. Ready to go.
Far enough! We got flyers!
I've got this. Let a marksman handle it.
All yours!
Glacial Spear. Here's the evil. Freeze Lancer.
Finish it!
Alpin. Astral Energy.
Say no more!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Damn it! Retreat if you know what's good for you! You're mine! Devastation! Can you take it? This one's mine!
I'm ready. It's like trying to keep up with a wall. Will this help?
Light burst forth!
Radiant Denizen. You don't mess around.
Take this! Certainly not.
Healing from
Ready and
War
ready!
for the stop
I
sign.
can carve through walls! Devastation!
Thunderbolt. Mega Ray. Gemini Ultra. Lightning Orb. Glacial Spear.
Yeah! I'm ready to meet!
Lock.
Demons descend! Flashing fang!
Take the photon. Go. Let
Demon fang!
Let the marksman handle this. Now. It's over. Astral Energy. Full throttle.
Small, but a victory nonetheless.
We have a long way yet to go. The design of this equipment is really interesting.
You must really like it, Alpin. More Danon ruins here too, I see.
What were people even thinking back then? Trying to build anything around here.
Maybe they just had that much time and energy on their hands.
I won't forgive you!
Negative gate!
Here I go! One more!
I'm ready!
Frozen!
Hammer!
Permanent Render!
Anything in order is all on!
Let me see what I can do!
How's this?
Your helping me has become a pattern.
It's for the good of all of us.
Is it now?
Ice Tornado! Not on my
Deity.
watch! There! How's this?
Now!
Frozen!
Hammer! Barely a blip on our radar.
I sure have built up a sweat with this hike.
Rest assured, we have reached the top. It's all downhill from here, quite literally.
So Mahag Sar's just up ahead then?
Indeed. If you look, across this mountain is the Lord's Keep.
What's this place here? Some kind of old house?
I don't know about that. If I had to guess, it probably served as some kind of shrine.
So still a house, in a sense. Just for a god.
Coming through! Resonate with the earth! I'll take you all off! Stalagmite! On your knees!
Mega Ray! Lunar Blast! If it's in the sky, it's mine!
An astral art?
That's my cue!
Shut him down!
I'm ready! Astral energy! Full throttle! Annihilation! I'm almost on
Take it! You're mine!
Glacial Spear! Pierce evil! Freeze Lancer!
Take this!
Our superiority was undeniable.
It feels invigorating to dominate a battle.
I was certain I saw you yawn.
Come now, I'm certainly not that relaxed.
Let's see what you've got.
I
shall ensure you survive this.
Glacial Spear! Pierce evil!
On your knees!
Freeze Lancer! I can handle it! By the power of now! I'm ready! Sleep now!
The enemy feels ours too.
You'll soon see about that! Now! Annihilation!
Demons descend! Flashing bang!
Get into the wind!
Here I come!
Feel!
Now do it!
A freezing storm! Oh, magic is there! Crossblade!
Take this! I'm
Who
ready!
wants to
Try
die next?
this! Infernal Turret!
Gemini Offense! Field!
Take it!
Lady Fortune must truly be watching over me. Coming through!
I'll smash you!
Your dream! If it's in the sky, it's mine!
Take this! A new melody!
Lightning Mega Here, let me help! First aid!
Prepare to be sealed, oh fleet
Glacial
of foot.
Spear!
Actually,
Pierce evil!
found is more appropriate.
Less talking, more
Can't
doing!
get out of this!
Far enough!
I'll face you!
Lunar Corruption!
Dazzle!
Annihilation!
Cheating piles! Ignite!
Lunar Corruption! By the power of water! Now! Frozen!
Hammer!
Only the best materials in your garments.
You really do have quite the discerning eye, Dohalim.
Yeah, they all kind of look the same to me.
They're surrounding us!
Shattering the pieces!
Resonate with the earth! Stalagmite!
Here! Into the shadows! Mega Ray! The water! Tidal Wave!
Benediction light.
Gemini Aqua!
Nothing gets by me!
Retreat! Don't mind if I do!
Rising Wyvern!
Portal!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Here!
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
Ignite!
Gemini Aqua! Shining!
Can't get out of this!
Open! Astral Energy!
Say no more! Shot!
Well done!
Air thrust! Burning thrust!
My fists are crushing it out there!
This'll make us even more formidable.
An opponent like this should be easy.
There! How's this? Here's the
Negative
raging
gate!
cascade!
Resonate with the earth!
Sleep now!
Stalagmite!
More for the slaughter!
Anything in armor is all mine!
Annihilation! Mega
Turbine
Ray!
Alpha!
Well, we're on the home stretch now.
Don't take your eyes off the prize.
I'm quite aware without you reminding me.
Hear me! Flavor Fury!
Resonate with the earth!
Here I come! Lunar Rondo!
Light
Rise, Resonate with the earth!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content. Glacier Spear! This is barely target practice.
Then why bother fighting them?
Because I certainly won't run away from a battle. Great, now I'm hurt and dirty. Out of our way!
Now or never.
Dance in the wind!
Take that! Go! Mega Ray! What Bronze and ready! Glacier Spear! Here's evil! Freeze These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
I'm ready! Astral energy! Full throttle! Firmament render! And again!
Be still!
Arrow squall!
Get through!
Lunar corruption! Lunar blast! Redwell! Astral energy! Full throttle!
Certainly not bad.
No complaints here.
Glacial Spear! Pierce evil! Freeze Lancer! Here, let me help! First aid! Mega Ray!
More for the stockpile!
Lunar Corruption! Lunar Blast!
Raging cascade!
Here, let me help!
You attack without mercy.
Because I can't afford to hesitate.
Not against a worthy opponent.
Your power is a spectacle to behold.
I'm not trying to be dramatic with it.
Still, it's a part of you. Embrace it.
Back into the fray!
I felt better, that's for sure.
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content. Glacial Spear, Pierce Evil! Freeze Lancer!
I'm ready!
Redwell! Astral energy! Full throttle!
Nice. No scratches on my shield or my armor.
Still thinking about how to act around Dohalim?
That obvious, huh? Except I don't think I'll be changing much after all. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to stay his servant. However, I am going to treat him like a fellow comrade, the same way I would with you or anyone else. For as long as I can remember, I've spent my life protecting others. But isn't that what friends do too? Support and protect one another in times of need?
Which in the end pretty much means doing as you've always done, right? If that's what you're most comfortable with, I'm certainly not going to give you any grief over it.
Actually, I've been thinking about how I ought to act around you all as well.
Oh?
When I set out on this journey, it was to rid Eldaman and Sia of its enemies, and search for wisdom in the outside world. Wisdom that I could potentially put to use on my return. I'm grateful to you all for letting me tag along. But it got me thinking, what am I actually contributing by being here?
What are you talking about? You know how to hold a weapon, don't you? That's help enough.
Is it though? Sometimes I wish there was more I could be doing to pull my...
Oops, sorry about that. Jeez, I'm famished.
Now that you mention it, what do you guys normally do for food and meals when you're out and about on your travels?
What do you mean, what do we do? We find stuff to eat and eat it. So long as it's meat, I'm not fussy.
Eating what you like can be good for morale in the short term, but you need to think about your diet if you want to stay healthy.
Does that mean eating vegetables too?
Isn't that obvious?
It does, which I guess hasn't been happening up till now.
Yeah, to be honest, we could be eating better than we do.
Understood. In that case, I'll just have to make sure you're all staying healthy and eating right myself. Fortunately, I happen to know a thing or two about cooking as well.
You hear that, Law? Sounds like you'll be eating your greens after all.
What is it?
No, sorry, it's just... I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on all this.
It will do her good to have a project.
No, not Kisara. I meant you. Was there anything you wanted to add?
Me? Certainly you're not looking to me for culinary skill, I hope.
Typical Renan, leaving everything to someone else.
Rinwell, I don't think...
That said, should you need my skills on the battlefield, please rest assured I have no intention of shirking my responsibilities, regardless of who we may face.
I'm sure no one doubts that. Listen, guys, if we're traveling together, we should probably at least try to make an effort to get to know one another, don't you think?
I wouldn't get your expectations too high in that regard. Believe it or not, sometimes I'm not sure I even know myself all that well.
Something wrong? You look like you're deep in thought.
Not exactly. I was merely thinking about you two and your sense of etiquette.
Oh?
Etiquette?
Indeed. To be quite frank, I find your lack of manners to be nigh intolerable.
That's not being frank, that's being and forget it. Do we really need to talk about this now?
Yes. I find such impropriety on your parts to be deeply unsettling. It concerns me greatly.
What do you want us to do? We were slaves. We never got to learn how to be proper like you.
Yeah, what he said. Maybe you missed how we were just focused on surviving.
Perhaps, but Kisara here demonstrates that it's quite possible for a Denon to learn proper manners.
That's because I was given the opportunity to learn. Moreover, my duties as a guardsman required it. Not every realm is like Menancia, as you well know.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to hold us to some other city standards.
Exactly. You've got to remember what it's been like for us living under the Rena elsewhere.
I will concede that you do indeed make a valid point. It would appear, for all my espousing the virtues of equality between our peoples, I was still looking down on the two of you.
You don't need to beat yourself up. I wasn't that offended by what you said, man.
Nevertheless, I shall mind my words from here on out. Having said that, I do believe you two would still benefit from learning the basics of proper society. I would be more than happy to teach you both when we camp out, if you like.
Yeah, no, I'll pass. Acting all prim and proper isn't really my style.
If you say so. How about you, Law? Would you like to learn? Although I suppose my first task is to reform your attitude toward the idea of good etiquette.
You're not gonna let this go, are you?
Hey, let's stop for a minute.
What's up? You already tired?
My armor's pretty heavy. I think I need a little rest.
I second that. All of this walking is starting to take its toll on me as well.
What? You don't look it.
We can't spare the time. There's places we need to be. Mahagsar's capital, Niez, is our destination right now.
But if one of us collapses, it will only serve to slow us down. And in your case, Alphen is the only one who could carry you. Best to rest while you have the opportunity.
Enough already. I need a break, so we're taking one.
I don't need you fretting over me.
Fretting? Hey, it's not like I'm...
Been looking for you.
For me? Why? said you were looking for me. Why? Beautiful, precious life. What the... That is all I desire. Then why are we fighting? Who even are you?
There!
In a bind?
Here goes! Where are you going? Thunderblade! Now it's weakened!
This ends now!
Now you see what I can do!
Who the hell are you? Bastard!
This guy's not normal!
Speed is unbelievable.
You mean he even surpasses a lord? Here's a healing arc! First aid!
Did you just heal me?
Yes, I need you, remember?
Right.
Here, let me help! First aid! Lightning
Elusive deity!
Here, let me help!
Here I come!
First aid!
Rotating pile driver!
Take this! Supernova!
Be still!
Flame of fury!
Show me your strength.
By the power of water!
Suffering blood!
Dance in the wind!
I'll smack you!
In here!
Perfect! Is that all that you've got? Very well. Then die. A wretch like you? Till next time. Shion, wake up, please!
Alphen?
Shion!
Thanks, but you're kinda crushing me.
Sorry.
It's okay. And so am I. It's not as bad as it looks.
Not bad. That's... Shion, we thought
I'm
you were...
fine. Really.
What the hell were you thinking?
Well, you were trying to protect me too, you know.
Yeah, but I have the sword. It's different.
It's not different. Besides,
Hmm?
Never mind. It's nothing. Anyway, thank you.
But I didn't... Look, I'm just glad that you're...
Alphen?
Sorry.
That guy said he'd be back. I think maybe we should get moving before he returns, right?
Rinwell has a good point. We need to go. Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I already applied some healing arts to it. It didn't even leave a scar.
But his sword went nearly straight through you.
I'm all right. Unless I've turned into some kind of ghost and I'm haunting you all right now.
No, I know you're not. It's just...
Look, I appreciate you looking out for me, but I'm fine, really.
There was also that strange light that appeared when Shion was stabbed. It seemed to make the enemy retreat when he saw it. Alphen, do you have any idea what it might have been?
A light? I don't know. I was kind of preoccupied with other things at the time.
Now that I think of it, between that light and the blazing sword, just what sort of person are you, Alphen? Can you use Danon astral arts like Rinwell, perhaps?
He wouldn't know, Dohalim. He doesn't have any memories from his past, remember? Besides, we should really be getting out of here.
I suppose you're right. Forgive me. We've almost reached Nias, the capital of Mahag Sar. With any luck, we'll find a place there for Shion to rest. Hey.
How are you holding up after that last fight? You're not too hurt, are you?
I'm fine, really. See for yourself.
If things get too tough out there, go ahead and fall back. I can take a beating if I need to.
I'm not here just to stand around and have everyone protect me.
I get that, but there's nothing wrong with admitting you have weaknesses too.
Do I look like I'm just trying to put on a brave face to you?
I can't feel pain. But you still can, can't you?
Look, I appreciate you're trying to look out for me, but even you go down in fights from time to time. Please, stop trying to babysit me. It's getting old.
It's not that. I just...